What's going on, everyone? It's Tyler Shelton. This is Coffee with the Beta Reviewer, and today, folks, I'm finally now going to give you my personal thoughts on the TV show WandaVision. And so, now that the show has just ended this week, now it's time to talk about all the spoilers in this series, and I just can't wait to tell you how I feel about this show. So, let's get started with today's video. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my channel, and please like and comment down below, and please subscribe to my channel as it really helps me out. And let's get started with today's video. So WandaVision stars Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch herself, and also stars Paul Bettany as Vision. And I just want to tell you right off the bat is that I had the chance to watch the entire show with my wife and daughter, and we all have kind of like this mixed feeling about the show as a whole, because it feels like that the second half of the series is what my wife enjoyed the most, but I feel like I enjoyed it all the way together, like the season as a whole. I mean, yeah, it definitely felt like that, like the first 4 episodes, it was just kind of like this, they were doing a lot of like build up for the characters, and I can understand where my wife is coming from. It just felt like that this is just something that she's not familiar with. It's just kind of like, it felt too old for her. But I appreciated what they were trying to do is that within each single episode, it ranged from like the earliest time of sitcoms, TV shows, especially in the very first 2 episodes, that they heavily implied that it's more inspired by the show, the Dick Van Dyke Show. Other than just the amount of minutes that was put into each episode, but I really loved the aesthetic of each episode because it was based on that particular decade, and it just went all the way up to the 2010s. So you got a lot of heavy inspirations from previous sitcoms in American history, because you had this shows heavily inspired by like the Dick Van Dyke Show, Malcolm in the Middle, Modern Family, Full House. So like there was just like a lot of inspiration of like different decades of sitcoms, and it was just put into one episode, and I thought that was such a very unique take on the show. It was all around, I found this show to be very weird but thoroughly entertaining, and I absolutely just love everything about Wanda. I love everything about Vision, and even their nosy neighbor Agnes, because in the very first part of the series, because from episodes 1 to 6, we had no idea who she was going to be, but I just had my theory that she was supposed to be Agatha, the witch, that is actually a mentor to Scarlet Witch in the comic books. And sure enough, I was right. So like, in earlier episodes, you were going like, she doesn't seem to be that bothered with the fact that Scarlet Witch is doing some magic around here. All around, that this show really kept me thinking. It kept me just going like, I need more. I need to see more happen. And just, it was just absolute torture that I had to wait a week until we get to see what happens in the next episode. But I think when it comes down to all the episodes, all of the 9 episodes, I think my personal favorite was definitely episode 8, because that one did a lot of like answering a lot of questions, and I'm still digesting how I feel about episode 9, because that one was kind of like the heaviest when it came to missed opportunities. They had an opportunity to either bring in Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, because this is a show that is actually going to lead up, it's setting up Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. And so like that was just a really big miss for them, and there was just a lot of other stuff, such as like, you're also wondering how Quicksilver is alive and how he still has his powers. And it's actually Evan Peters, but who actually does play Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. And so when we see him, we're all going. But then we all find out he's not Quicksilver. He was just another guy in the city who was under the hex. And he just went by the most lamest name, and that was just a complete... It felt like it was just like a jab at the fandom. Altogether, especially in the very end, the very last episode, there was a lot of questions answered, such as like when it comes to Agatha, she's actually a very old witch. And she even mentions Doctor Strange in saying that Scarlet Witch's power can actually exceed over the Sorcerer Supreme himself. And then you actually see a book that is actually pretty dang powerful of whoever reads it. And in the very last episode, you get to see Vision versus Vision. You get to see like this big throwdown of pure awesomeness, and you're just seeing like beams coming off from their forehead, and you're just seeing a lot of like very cool phasing through each other, and they're just like throwing a lot of punches, just a lot of collateral damage, and it was exhilarating. But at the same time, I'm going like, well, this is still Vision, and he was actually built to be more logical. And so I was just a little bit concerned that they would actually ruin the character for me, especially that this was actually the very Vision that was killed by Thanos due to the Time Stone. So like, it felt a little bit odd to me that they would have him be mind controlled. I mean, that's pretty much what happened, is that he was under mind control, because midway you actually find out that just this is actually taking place during and after of the Hulk snapping his fingers to bring everyone back after 5 years. And so like, you're going like, oh geez, we're actually seeing some repercussions here. And especially with Monica Rambeau, because the last time that she was on Earth, she was actually sitting right next to her own mother on her deathbed in the hospital. And then when you see her come back after the blip, she's going like, where's my mom? Where's everyone? What's going on? Then all of a sudden there's just like this big ruckus, and she actually finds out that she was one of the many victims that was dusted away by the cause of Thanos. And so what felt like that she just fell asleep. 5 years passed by, but in that time period, her mother passes away, never knowing what happened to her daughter. And that's something that you can really go like, oh no. Oh, that would hurt so bad if that actually happened to me as well. Like, that can really hurt someone. But either way, I really do like Monica Rambeau, and she actually is now becoming full-time, which I think is fantastic. And you also get to see a Skrull, which in this case was actually the baby Skrull in Captain Marvel. And they're definitely doing a lot of tie-ins to the Phase 4 of the entire MCU. All around, I am very excited for what's going to happen next. But all around, this is a really great show. And when it comes down to the entertainment value, it's really up there. But when it comes down to kind of like everything else, like, I enjoy everything about the characters. Vision, Wanda, Agatha, her children. Like, you actually grew up and appreciated these characters. But when it came down to the very end of it, a lot of very much missed opportunities. All around, it's a good show, and I would have to give this show a 7.9. So that was my review for WandaVision Season 1. And I just cannot wait to see what's going to happen next in the MCU franchise. Marvel Cinematic Universe, for those who don't know what that meant. But the next thing that we're getting is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's coming out in just a couple weeks, and I could not be more excited to see that one, because it looks amazing. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.